Gotta have the accessories on point.
Exactly. All right, cool. Yep. Good?
Good to go.
All right, Carlos, you good?
I'm good.
Cool. All right. Let's jump right into it. All right, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? We are officially back of All Things Radio. Bring flowers to the studio. That's what we're trying to encourage right now. J-Vibes taking over. How we feeling so far? We good? I got a very special guest with me, the one, the only, Mr. Carlos Cooper's in the building. You probably know him from Hybrid Records. You probably know him from DJing and producing. He's well known around the local scene of Corpus Christi. Carlos, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm pretty stoked to be here and to get to see that intro live.
Yeah.
Up front, close and personal. That was lit.
I'm trying to bring that energy like I do for everyone.
You do it every time.
I'm glad. You know what I'm saying? Gotta flip it like an omelet.
Yeah, I'm stoked to be here. I think the first time that we met, you had been doing radio for like 1 or 2 months, maybe?
Yeah, just about.
And so it's been cool to just like see the glow up happen.
Yeah,
you know?
appreciate that.
Yeah, you went from having just started, now I see you hosting block parties and like doing all this shit. So
yeah.
I was definitely stoked whenever John asked me to come talk to you.
Dude, hell yeah. I appreciate it. You too, man. I've seen you glow up. I've seen you do a lot more DJing and producing. I'm hearing stuff. I'm hearing great things. And I hear the hybrid store's doing pretty well.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, it's weird, like, given the time that we're in and stuff and everything that happened last year. But like, you know, people being stuck in their houses, they got real into records. You know? And so, yeah, it's been busy. You know, we're always trying to like buy big collections and stuff and just, you know, keep things moving and keep, you know, a quality stuff going in and out of the shop as much as we can. So, yeah, definitely been super busy. It's been good.
That's good. I'm glad business is at least still, you know, moving in some way, shape, or form.
Hey, we're still here, right?
Hey, that's all that matters, baby. That's all that matters. So what does that feel like, owning your own record store? Because I personally think that's fucking badass, but I don't know. I'm different compared to most. I don't know. Like to say so.
I would say you're different compared to most for sure. It's cool. For most of my life, I would have like a job for maybe like a year or something, and then I'd get bored and move on to something else. Like I was like a bike mechanic for a while. I worked in record shops, I worked in comic shops and stuff, but I always had, if I say a problem working for someone else, that sounds bad. That sounds weird, but I was always wanting to do my own thing. Yeah. And always wanted to like be the one making the decisions and stuff. And so, it's like super stressful all the time because there's always something going on, some problem to solve, and all the responsibilities on you, you know, for everything.
True. Even all the weight on your shoulders.
Yeah. So, but it's cool because like,
it's yours. I mean,
it's mine. I get to, you know, I can do whatever I want. Like if I have an idea for like a hybrid shirt, I just do it, you know, and
put it out. And you can literally just in the store and that's merch.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think we've made some cool stuff over the years because of that. And, yeah, I can stock whatever records I want. I can, you know, play whatever music in the store I want.
Yeah. Do you yourself have like your own set of record collection, like at your place or your house? Or?
I do, yeah.
Do you keep those like separate from the store? Those like your, you know, the ones you can't sell?
Everything's for sale, man. Capitalism is a curse. But no, so yeah, I do have my own collection, especially like as a DJ. I'm like a mostly vinyl DJ these days, and so I gotta have stuff for that. I do keep it. I do have like a bunch of stuff in my house. We're actually in the middle of. I'm finally gonna have like a listening room, which I'm stoked about. I've been working on that for a little bit. And yeah, so definitely have my own separate record collection. I don't have nearly as many records as people usually assume that I do, mostly because you can't get high on your own supply. You know what I mean? Ooh. Like if I kept everything that I wanted, I would never like sell anything.
Yeah,
for the most part,
I get that.
You know? And so that would be really bad for business. But yeah. I do have a secret stash.
Oh, don't we all?
Secret stash, yeah.
A couple hidden skeletons in the closet. Just playing.
You know, I was about to say maybe some guilty pleasure records, but I don't believe in guilty pleasures. You like what you like.
Hey, facts, totally. You know? Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah. I like jalapenos with my popcorn. It is what it is. Not a lot of people do. I'm just putting that out there.
That's a wild combo. I've never heard of that.
Dude, I know. I got into it from going to AMC. For some reason, the jalapenos weren't like real spicy. And then someone told me to try it and I did. And then I was like, this isn't bad. So I was like, no, it kind of stuck.
Wow. I mean, I've heard of like doing like the bunch of crunch in the popcorn, like
that
the
is
sweet
weird.
and salty thing, but not the jalapenos.
You got to try it. Okay. Don't knock it till you try it, man. That's all I'm saying. So you said you're making your own little groove room at your place?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of starting to take over maybe too much of the house because I have like a studio too that I work in. But yeah, you know, we always wanted to have a guest room. Kylie and I, like when we moved in the house we're in now, it was like just after we got married, and we wanted to have a guest room for like friends to come and stay. Like her best friend lives in San Francisco, so she would come visit sometimes. My best friend was living in Austin. Her sister lives in Austin, and so we just wanted a place where people could come crash when they came to visit and stuff.
I get it, yeah.
But then obviously with COVID, there's less people coming to visit than before, and it got to this point where like if we didn't have a place for something, we were just throwing shit back there, right? And so during like the lockdown, we kind of both looked at each other and were like, you know, there's got to be something more useful to do here than just like storage. You know what I mean?
Rather than just throwing clothes and whatever in the back. Like.
Yeah, and also I was running out of space for my records. You know, like the shelving that we did have was becoming less and less sufficient. So I bought like a thing from like a 4x4 from IKEA. So now we've got this like it'll end up being like a wall of records basically once I fill it up. That's cool. And piece together a second stereo. So that stuff's in there already. You can go in there and like lay on the bed and listen to records. But we want to get like a futon or like a couch or something like that. So it's more just like very lounge vibes, very like kick back and unwind kind of vibes.
I like it.
Maybe a bar card. I don't know. We'll see.
He's like, I'm talking real lo-fi and chill. I'm talking like 80s style theme. Like that sounds cool, dude. Yeah. So, congratulations on that. That's what's up. Yeah. And then all your success up until now and even further in the future. You've been DJing and producing for quite a while. How did that originate? And then you also just said you've been DJing mainly with vinyls. What's that like?
So I've been doing it for a while. I started DJing just kind of like every now and then, like between sets at like a show or something. And it was, you know, I just had records and I liked playing records, and it always seemed like a kind of fun idea. The producing stuff, actually, that was interesting because I started playing music when I was like, I think I played my first show when I was 13, and it was mostly,
that's young.
It was mostly punk band. It was like it was a Blink-182 cover band.
Oh, okay.
Let's be real.
He's like, we're being honest. Blink-182. We just kind of copyright.
But then after that, I started writing my own stuff with friends and whatnot, and it was always like punk rock and stuff like that or ska. And then as I got older and my free time like dwindled, being in like a whole ass band was tough, not just like finding the people to play with that you vibed with, but also just logistically, like free time, when do our schedules match up, that kind of stuff. So once I kind of stopped doing that, I still wanted to be making stuff. And so I bought like a little Machine Micro thing to start off with. And I was like, well, maybe I could start making beats.
Play around with it, see what I cook up.
Yeah, I always liked hip hop and stuff. And I thought it'd be cool. And so then, I started learning to sample and do stuff like that. That was kind of the first part of it, and I'm slowly teaching myself to play piano a little bit.
Ooh,
I can fake my way through some things, so it was just like I just wanted to keep making music. I didn't like necessarily have the time to make it with a bunch of other people like I had done in the past, and then we were cooking beats.
That's cool, dude. And here you are. And
the vinyl DJing thing, I don't know. It's like it's hard.
Yeah. I would assume so.
It's hard, and so I kind of like the challenge. And then I also, it's the reason I collect records and why I do what I do, but just the tactile feeling of it is fun too, rather than, I do use Serato sometimes, especially when I'm doing things like a wedding or something.
Yeah.
Just so, you have so much more to choose from. But even when I do that, I still use Control Records, which, like, as I'm lugging all the gear into places, I'm like, why do I do this? I could have just brought a controller and my laptop and been done
made it way easier in all my life.
But now I've got like 2 25-pound turntables. I've got like 3 crates of records
that I'm just hauling back and forth,
sweating by the time the thing starts. But I don't know, it's fun. And yeah, I don't know. People get a kick out of it whenever they see me out places. Like, dang, you're playing records. And I'm like, yeah.
I think that's badass because it's original. At least because not a lot of at least DJs do that nowadays. It's literally I've seen someone DJ straight up off an iPad. So like I'm kind of like, yo, it's getting smaller and smaller to where you could just Bluetooth something now and then you're a DJ.
Yeah, they have these like I think it's Newmark that makes it's called like a Go, and it's literally like just this like stick that has these little tiny jog wheels on it. And I mean, it's all like it's getting to the point where it's almost pocket sized,
Dude,
like,
that's so insane.
It's tiny, but yeah, it is getting smaller and smaller. But and yeah, I just I like digging for old stuff. Like even when I do the records, I try not to play too much obvious stuff. I try to dig deep,
Mix it up a little bit.
And find just some like really funky shit.
Some really funky shit. You talking play that funky music, white boy? Or like
I don't play that one. No, I don't play that one. But yeah, I mean, dude, when you start getting into records and stuff, especially into like 45s and shit, there's so many bands that put out like one single and just distribute it to the homies in the neighborhood.
Yeah. And then that's where it stays.
And they're super rare and super hard to find. And so you're just always looking for that kind of stuff where you put it on and you're immediately like, this is
what
crazy.
The fuck?
Why are these people not the biggest band in the world? So, always trying to find stuff like that. And so I like to play stuff like that when I can.
That's badass, dude. It's different. It's unique. I fucking like the style. I mean, it's funny how you said earlier, you're like, yo, I could fake my way through like the piano and stuff like that. Or, like I just started doing the same thing with the keyboard. I'm learning how to play songs just based off YouTube and everything like that. Yeah. But so I've never personally finished a song on the piano. Like I'll like learn maybe a minute of the song and then I'll start another song, something like that. So in a way, I feel like I'm DJing through the keyboard because I'll start to play one song and as soon as I'm like, all right, I'm running out of the keys for this one, I'll jump into another one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is cool. I'm switching from song to song to song, just specifically because I don't know how to play the rest of the song, but I think it's cool because I'm like, all right, I know this one, so I'll just jump into these keys and then keep it moving like that. So.
Yeah, it's fun. You need to just, kind of create your own vibe.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so dude, I love how you and your wife are, Kylie Cooper. I think y'all are great. I feel like y'all are a little power couple here in Corpus Christi. I think it's dope. Do y'all get along well? Everything good there?
Yeah. Being married to your best friend is cool as fuck.
I bet. Honestly. That is cool.
Yeah, she's the best and is like my number one hype man, so like, and it's cool too because I mean one of the things that we connected with the most was our love of music and the kind of music that we like. We're both like huge Kanye stans. I know that's controversial at this day and age.
I feel that that's very those are some strong words.
Yeah, so like when we were like introduced as like a married couple for the first time, Waves started playing and it was just like, first of all, it was fucking lit. It was exactly like what I imagined it would be. As epic as I thought it would be. But yeah, so I definitely like love to get her input on stuff because, I very much value her opinion and like respect like her tastes and her opinions on things. So sometimes I'll be making something and I'll be stuck or I'll be like, I don't know if this is the right decision. And so I can just be like, hey, Kylie, come listen to this.
What's up?
And she'll like, the thing I love about her the most is she'll just be like, yo, that's whack as fuck if it's whack.
She'll be dead honest.
She'll tell me if
you need someone like that.
Yeah, I'll be, because sometimes when you're making beats, you be doing too much.
Yeah. If it's just you and then you're going back and forth.
You just keep adding stuff and you keep thinking like, oh, I gotta add.
Let me tweak.
And so sometimes I'll just add too much stuff and she'll come in and she'll just be like, oh, what's that? Why'd
you do this?
That in there, and so I'll be like, okay, yeah.
You're right. I'm overthinking.
You're right. So yeah, I mean, my number one supporter for sure.
Sheesh.
Love her to death. What was the question?
Don't even worry about it, bro. It's all good, baby. It's all good. That's cool, man. I'm glad you're still producing and DJing and stuff like that. Are you working on anything right now? Like any albums, EPs? You trying to collaborate with any artists?
I'm trying to get Ambrose on some shit.
Yeah, that motherfucker. I don't know where he's at.
Him up. I was actually working on something the other night, and I was trying to get our friend Josh to come over and help me with it.
Okay.
But then I sent him it, and he was like, "Yo, that's dope." And then I texted Ambrose right afterwards. I was like, "I'm gonna need a verse."
Yeah, I'm gonna need something. Come on.
I am actually working on like a Jelloxshot album right now.
Ooh.
Which is my DJ name, DJ Jelloxshot, and I want it to be a full length album. And the way that I'm kind of approaching it right now is as like two. I guess 2 EPs together basically. So I'm really going for like a super heavy like synth funk kind of vibe on one side, and then on the other side I'm trying to go back towards more like classic soul sounds.
Okay.
And like, you know, real sounding drums, lots more guitar and bass rather than like heavy synth bass.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the current name for the record is Music for You. And I wanted it to come out in October, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Don't rush it.
No. I haven't made quite the because when I made that decision, I came up with that name. I was just like on a tear. Like I was making something every day, and I was just like real motivated and stuff. Not that I'm not motivated now, but you get busy with, you know,
everyday life, dude.
And stuff, you know. So working on that, the stuff that I've gotten close to finishing so far, I'm digging. And and then on the opposite end of the musical spectrum, I'm in a band called Sword Collector. It's like a goth, like dark wave kind of synth wave band, I guess. And I don't know when this episode's coming out, but the day that we're recording this, we released our first single from our first full-length album.
That dropped today?
That dropped today. It's on Spotify. It's on all that stuff. So you can go and listen to
check it out right now.
Search Sword Collector. The song is called Altar. It's from what is going to be our first full-length record, which is called Shrine. But yeah, it's cool. We're just kind of trying to build on the first EP we did, which we made like during lockdown. We all live in different places. Our singer Kyle, who does a lot of the lyrical songwriting aspects, lives in Houston. Ryan puts the sauce on everything. Lives in Austin. I live here. So yeah, we've still never all written a song in the same room, but we basically have this whole album. It's almost done completely, and super excited about it. It's like a concept record.
I think it's cool that y'all are getting it done while you're all in different places. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know. We'll see what happens with like the rollout of the record. Our intention was always to like put it on record, like on vinyl. But the lead times right now are like 6 to 12 months and stuff.
Shit.
And like, we're not trying to hold on to it for that long.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to put it out in the world. So I don't know. We might still do that. It'll just come a little bit later. But right now we're all pretty stoked about it. It's it's a concept record. It's like kind of, I mean, it's only 10 songs, but it's big, and like the scope of the storytelling and like the sounds. I mean, some of the stuff that like Kyle created this insane story, and you know, I've been kind of helping like start things off, and then doing like some of the production stuff of making sure everything just all the sounds are right, you know, all the tones are right and stuff like that. But Ryan's been doing crazy stuff with like the mastering and the mixing of it. Like there was the song, like the opening song on the record he sent me, or he sent us like the mix of, and I listened to it with headphones on, and there's this part that's like so intense, like I almost started feeling nauseous. Like, oh shit, it was just like there was this bass just hitting so hard. And so like I think from what we did with our first EP to like what I think this is going to turn out to be, I'm like really hyped for people to hear it. It's obviously very different from like the funk record that I'm making as Jelloxshot, but
hey, fuck it, you gotta have different genres.
You know, that's always kind of been my problem, is I just like too many different things, and so I've always had a hard time artistically honing in on just one of those things. So being able to be in Sword Collector and then being able to like DJ and produce as Jelloxshot allows me to go in those different places. Yeah,
kind of live the best of both worlds, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because if I put out a goth record as Jelloxshot, that'd be weird. The brand wouldn't make sense. Yeah. So yeah, it's cool to be able to kind of exercise both those. Yeah,
get the balance of the two.
Sets.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I hear Little Birdie tells me you got your own podcast that's Slept On. What's up with that? You want to dive into that real quick?
Yeah, I do have a podcast that I do with my friends Joe and David. It's called Beer and a Movie.
Ooh, my favorite combo.
Yeah, we sit together and drink beer and talk about movies. It's pretty simple. But that's really fun. In large part because it keeps me like up to date on like new stuff that's coming out. Like, you know, we had a month off, and like I found myself kind of falling into like the comfort movie watching of the stuff I've seen a bunch of times, even though like there was stuff in theaters I wanted to see, stuff on VOD that was hitting and whatnot. And so, and also there's all these like holes in my like movie watching that like stuff I haven't seen that I've always wanted to see, and so like
they just put on the back burner till later.
Yeah, or like okay, a perfect example was like a couple months ago we watched Seven Samurai, which is an Akira Kurosawa film, and it's like so that movie is basically where getting the band together started. Like all the movies you see of like team assemblies and stuff like that all goes back to that movie. It's like the first time you really ever saw it on film, but it's 3.5 hours long. So that's like
if you got the time.
I mean, and so for me, stuff like that, sometimes I'll be like, man, I don't know if I'm trying to watch a 3.5 hour movie right now. But with the podcast, I'm like, okay, I got to do it like for the show.
It'll be good content.
And but it's so good. It like doesn't feel like 3.5 hours long. It's like an amazing movie. And so doing the show helps me to kind of get over some of those stupid like mental hurdles that I have about watching certain things or whatever. And so it's cool. And we drink really cool beer. We try to find like the weirdest or kind of most
the underground shit,
people really pushing the boundaries, putting crazy shit in there, or like we had this this was like maybe a couple of years ago now even, but we had like a habanero stout, like a spicy stout, which is not something I just like putting jalapenos in popcorn. It's not something I would have thought to do.
But it tastes good or what?
Great. I mean,
now I gotta try it.
This one was dead ass hot. Like it was like
we talking burn the throat hot or like pica hot. Like
I'm kind of a baby when it comes to that. I don't handle spice super well, so I'm probably not the right person to ask. But it was good. Like it tasted good, and so yeah, definitely you can literally listen to it anywhere: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher. If you use that, it's just Beer and a Movie. We are 161 episodes in.
Wow. When did this originate? Y'all started this, a few years back? Or?
Yeah, we started in, I want to say, it was 2018 because I didn't start it. David and Joe and our friend Ethan, who doesn't do it with us anymore, started it. And Ethan had come in and was telling me about it in the shop in Hybrid. And I was like, man, I've always wanted to do a podcast. And he was like, well, come, we're recording on Sunday. You just got to watch these movies beforehand. And I was like, I'm down. And then I realized that Kylie and I were going to look at our wedding venue that Sunday. And I was like, maybe. And she was like, no, you're coming. I was like, okay. All
right.
And so, I missed the first two, but then I've been on it since then. And then I started producing it around like 15 or 20 episodes in or whatever. And so I like edit it and everything. But at first we weren't even doing like an episode a week. Sometimes we'd be like, oh, we're busy, whatever. We kind of, I don't know, didn't take it quite as seriously. But now we've been releasing an episode every single week for like a year and a half, 2 years maybe. I guess 2 years because we started doing it like strictly every week before COVID. So yeah, I mean, we've been at it for a while. I don't know when this is coming out, but we're like all October long. It's all horror front to back. Really getting in the mood and in the spirit of the season. Yeah. And we usually talk about a new movie and pair it with an old movie that maybe inspired it or is like similar or something like that. Sometimes we'll do like director focused episodes, but it's always a good time. I think that for the most part, we always watch good movies. Sometimes they make me watch shit I don't want to see, and I give them hell for it. But
fuck it.
So it's cool. We actually just did an episode about this movie, or we talked about this movie Habit, which was directed by a woman named Janelle Shirtcliffe, who's from Corpus.
Wow.
And this was her directorial debut, and it stars Bella Thorne and Gavin Rossdale.
And that bitch, everyone.
And so it's especially cool when we get to do stuff like that has some kind of ties to Corpus, even Texas, when we talk about Texas filmmakers. But yeah,
that's cool, man. That's awesome. I'm glad you got like a lot of cool things in the works, man. You got the Hybrid Records, you got your own podcast, Marriage is Good, you're DJing and producing, you're working on a new EP/album.
Yeah,
that's fucking badass, Carlos.
It's a lot of
exactly. When you say it out loud, you're like, holy shit, I am doing kind of a lot.
I don't ever list it like that.
Yeah. Well, you need to start. Put all that shit on the resume and be like, "Yo, this is all I'm working on. You want to know what the fuck I'm doing? That's what the fuck I'm doing."
Yeah. I just, normally just try to look at it one step at a time so I don't get overwhelmed and super anxious.
Dude, that's all we can do is take one thing at a time. I mean, it is what it is, day by day. As long as you're doing you and you're okay with that and the pace you're moving at, I feel like that's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. And I'm currently like with at least the music for like the Jelloxshot stuff, I'm really in this place where I'm trying to like work with people. I have something, I don't know if I can say this, but I have something that I worked on with Monique coming in. I don't know, you can bleep that out. I don't know if she's down with me saying that, because I don't know when that's supposed to come out. And then, yeah, I'm gonna get Ambrose on something.
Sheesh.
Definitely I'm trying to do more remix stuff, and I'm trying to get people on the beats, stuff like that. Cause I've been making beats solo for a while, and it's cool, but it's a lot more fun when you like hand it to somebody and you're like, yo.
Yeah, put your own touch on this.
Yeah, and then you get it back.
And you're like, all right, this is the shit I'm talking about.
Yeah, Ambrose has rapped on one of my beats before.
That's cool. I mean, he's a dope guy. I mean, I don't know. He can't really...
The coldest. Like, the coldest rapper out
there. Oh, yeah, the
now.
Fire to Fuego. Yeah. Bro got all the jams and everything in between. I'm talking jelly and peanut butter.
Best live show, too.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm waiting to see his next up-and-coming show. We'll see what happens with that. What he got cooking in the works.
I'm trying to hear the new record. I'm trying to get that early advance release.
That's what I'm saying, aren't we? Oh, god damn it. Carlos Cooper, dude, I appreciate you coming in. You're a fucking awesome and cool dude. You're doing a lot of cool shit around. If you don't know, this man is the bee's knees, all right? You need to fuck with him. Just catch him on the Beer and a Movie podcast, Hybrid Records. Go buy some motherfucking records because people don't have enough of those, all right?
You can never have... If there's one thing that I can stress to people is you can never have enough records.
That's what I'm saying. This man had to go get his own fucking record store because he had so many records. It's ridiculous. I love it. Carlos Cooper, thank you for coming of All Things Radio. Next time I'm bringing you flowers because you fucking deserve it.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. I appreciate you coming in. And we'll be back with another fucking episode of All Things Radio. Thank you for coming in. Carlos Cooper in the motherfucking building. Shout out Ambrose Brown. Shout out Ducky. We'll be back with another episode. More seasons coming soon. You better stick around because we got all the jams, all the peanut butter between the bread and everything in between. We'll be back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. We out. Sheesh.